Supergirl issue 24, Mark Draco writing and Doc Shaner on the art.
Yeah, buddy. God, that art.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, the art's been good in this book since it started. It was good when it started,
Yeah.
but good since the
Yeah,
new.
you had McGuire, but Shaner has a little bit of a pulpier vibe to it, and I feel like this issue was the right issue to do it
I also I
because
feel like it didn't feel like it changed that much either. Like it's obviously a little bit different because of different artists, but it feels like
yeah,
it's very much in the same tone and style of what it was doing, and Shaner fits
yeah,
into that really well.
but I feel Shaner. I feel this issue took advantage of Shaner's strengths because you have these crowd shots in that saloon with all these different aliens, and it feels you just feel the different. I don't want to say the. I'm trying to think of the right thing. Like there's a flavoring to this area that Shaner brings to it.
Yeah,
That
and we
I
have
really enjoy.
Supergirl going to question people, hopefully leading her and to info about
Rockstar.
Rogozar. And she's using her powers. She's using to try to listen for heartbeats, that kind of thing, and try to like suss out who's there. But she ends up getting into a bit of a fight because she's asking questions, and her power actually runs out because she's got like her suit's actually got like X amount of like solar energy stored up,
Right.
and it runs out. And the others think they've won, and then she pulls out Rogozar's axe, and it's a great spread
Uh,
of her just like blocking this hit with this big giant axe
yeah.
that gets bigger, and this Kowloon actually ends up helping her. And it's a new character as far as I know. Zinder
Yeah,
Call.
yeah,
Um,
he's not a dox,
he's not a
which is
dox.
refreshing.
But he ends up helping her out. So one of the things is that some planets have solar charging stations, so she actually has like a little cable that charges her with solar
Yep.
energy from this like machine, which I thought was kind of funny. But she ends up giving this guy a lift. He wants a lift to somewhere, and she agrees to let him on the ship because he can fix parts of the ship as well. Probably my favorite page is actually them sitting in silence on the ship, and it's like four wide panels of them sitting side by side, and one's like him just sort of glancing over at her, but then he looks back, and then she glances over at him, and then she looks back. But my favorite part of it is Crypto's tail just sort of in some of the
Look back.
panels being there in the
Yeah.
background, just popping up above from whatever the seats
Yep.
are or whatever. Uh,
Yeah, you could tell that he's like trying to get comfortable, so he's up and moving
yeah.
around. Like you see my big dog doing that behind me
It's
when he's
yeah, it's
in
basically
here.
the same thing. It's the tail going past on the screen, just but you can't see anything
Mhm.
else. Almost like the fin from Jaws, and the
Yep.
shark just going past. But more
Um,
adorable.
Also, the when Crypto comes to help Kara, they're like, "Oh my God, it's a dog that flies!"
Yes.
Like just the some of the random dialogue here in what's like all hail the Axe Queen
Oh yeah,
with Kara when
really funny.
so
It's really funny stuff.
yeah.
And again, it's just really fun and pulpy. It flows so well. This book was such a surprise when it came back, and we have the villains try to track Kara down still and keeping an eye on her. And they don't want their little minion to actually do anything with her, but they don't trust them not to. So she's got like someone else to step in. So some plot stuff set up. The issue ends with Kara wants to go to the scene of the crime, which turns out to be Krypton. But she didn't think this through very well because when they get there, there's a minefield of kryptonite, and she immediately collapses and starts bleeding from the nose.
Yep.
I have to admit that was a bit of a dumb decision on her part. She really should have
Oversight.
thought this through a little bit more.
But then remember, she's a 16-year-old girl, right? She's very impulsive.
If only one thing could hurt me, even at 16, I think I would be really thinking about it. Where would that be? Where would I want to
Oh,
avoid
and
going? Yeah, as much as I'd critique her intelligence a little bit, not realizing she's going into
yeah.
a kryptonite minefield. Um, Other than that, like I have little to complain about. Supergirl's really good. Obviously Crypt was a lot of fun. I like the new character. They have an interesting chemistry. Um, Art's very playful. I have
Uh,
nothing to complain about.
and anytime they partner her up with a Kaluan, I like because that goes back to her Supergirl and the Legion stuff where
Mm.
she had a romance with Brainy. So
No,
that's cool.
it's cool. So I'm excited to see how we tackled the crime scene, as it were, and the villains are hot on our tail. But the book's not let me down yet, and this is what the fourth issue of this, I think. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So we giving it, Matt?
8.5. There's man, a lot of stuff to love.
That's a fun.
All
little
hail
bit.
the Act Queen.
There's a fun little bit of feedback that was coming in there for a second. It was just amusing. I will give it. I'm over the 9. I loved it. This is up there for me.